Hey, collective, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. Okay, good. We are audio. I'm still doing my check-in. Um, my name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to do our midweek check-in, look at the current energy, and for the rest of the week via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. I hope you're doing well. I hope your week is going well. It's been an interesting week. I feel like we're having a lot more. I'm just pulling up my charts, so excuse me. Of course, I didn't even like this, but um, I feel like we're navigating a lot more emotional, internal struggles. The transits, the astrology, it isn't as tense. We're getting a little bit more relief as the week continues to move on, maybe a little more tension beginning of the week, depending on how things are faring for you. Because some of us, it's actually physical interactions, dynamics, people, situations we're engaging with. For others of us, it's like I said, more of a focus on your internal world. Excuse me. I was running behind, so I'm still like catching up a little bit. But um we're in Pisces season. Good news, Jupiter went direct. It is still in Cancer. So Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is our fortune, abundance, success. It's our greater wealth, how we tap into prosperity in our life. And with it in Cancer, there can be more of a knee-jerk reaction to be a little lazy, take things like very nonchalant is what I'm hearing. Nonchalant, it will be fine, it'll work itself out. When we are called during this time to put more intention into like what we're doing, how we're doing it, what we would like life to look like 5 years, 10 years down the road, etc. So keeping those things in mind as changes are happening and maybe you're being called or whatever to make certain changes in your own life. Gosh, dude, I don't know. Okay. Sorry. I've been Mercury retrograde. I can blame it on that. I've been having a lot of problems with my usual website. I have another one that I can use for the astrology charts, but I'm like very accustomed to this, so I've been like nervous to change it up. But I can't pull up a chart right now because they're having issues for whatever reason, but we can go off what we have. All right. All right. So let's get into it. I love to start the readings off with an energy cleansing just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places we might feel blocked, limited, stuck. It's a really good time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a yeah. Sorry, I think I was just gonna repeat myself. I've been like a little bit spacey too in my reading, so I apologize. I also have a lot going on, and for it's like that again, Mercury in retrograde, that communication, it's really forcing me to hammer out some of those insecurities, be a little bit more confident, right? Which we're all kind of running into on one level or another. So what I was going to say is I also offer a variety of healing wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to take a look at your situation, um, how things are faring, where they're heading, etc. Maybe not in this moment, maybe after Mercury retrograde, no. Or if you're more interested in that energy realignment, your mind, body, soul. I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're strong, balanced, grounded in self, that's when life flows a little bit easier, right? And we are able to tap into our happiness, our abundance, manifest our goals, our dreams, etc. And I would love to help support that in whatever way for you. Definitely hit me up if you're interested. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. And my website should hopefully be up and running end of the month. So stay tuned. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, and the love. All right. I don't want to stick my elbows in the hot ash today. Okay, so things, have been a little bit heavy, a little emotional. I think the positive, like I was saying, is Jupiter did go direct. So it's bringing a little bit more easement when it comes to things we're actually putting energy and tension towards. We have to stay committed, is what I'm hearing. I'm picking up this energy of continual readjustment. I can't remember if that's what came through in the weekly. I feel like I think it was like anticipation, like waiting. And so I think as excuse me, as you've been anticipating certain things or certain things are starting to play out, make a little bit more sense, it's easier to adjust, especially when it comes to that inner conflict that's been very heavy, coming through for me very heavily this morning as I've been preparing for the reading. Getting really clear with yourself on yourself. I think because it's about like how you are going to be showing up in your new dynamics when you're seeing a little bit more change, when you're seeing your life look more grounded, stable, you're happy and content with what's going on type vibe. That's what I'm getting at. Things are in the place. Maybe not everything's all perfect, but it's just right place, right? When you just can look at your life and feel satisfied, gratitude, like this is good. Because I do feel like, well, and especially if you are in health, wellness, the medical field, because this energy has a lot of that overtone, or this is just how you're taking care of self, being of service, making changes with your approach. I'm hearing like getting information through letting other people lead. And what I mean by that is not necessarily that you have to follow them, but when you're in conversation, when you're in some interaction with them, letting their disposition, how they're showing up, what they're saying, what they're communicating to you, inform you of how you need to react, how you need to respond, because it's going to get you better results overall. This is an energy of being balanced within self. And as we've seen that internal conflict come up a lot for us lately, the way that we remain balanced in self is through resolving that internal conflict, right? Get out of your head. We don't have to believe every thought we think. I really love that saying. I think it's very true. I think it's very powerful. It's actually going to be what helps change you, right? What's going to actually help level you up with this metamorphosis, and it's within you. I think there are still pieces of strength that you're building that you need to implement. But I kind of like this energy for you for the rest of the week because it is this value of getting out of your head. It's that in order to feel better, in order to be of service, in order to be more present and available in your life, whatever that means for you. I'm not saying you have to go out and do some like grandiose thing, right? Helping or whatever. Like it doesn't mean you have to lay down your life for someone, right? But I think when we're more present, it's way easier to engage in what's actually going on. And we can better, like I was saying, we can better pick up what people want and need, not just to serve them, but also to like serve yourself. So you're not letting the mental tapes, the lies be what motivate your action and your responses. Maybe, yes, there are some people who put you back into those places. But it's also this level of trust. Claim your power. I love this card. It's so powerful. The more you can stand confidently in self, the more you are claiming your power. And I think this is a lot of believing what you're saying. You know, like we can all feel that twinge of like when we're trying to lie to ourselves. It just doesn't sit right. It's always a little bit off. And it doesn't mean that like you're bad and wrong or whatever. It just means that you need to explore a little bit deeper on where that's coming from, right? Like what is the clearer truth or what's the better truth? The better truth that's serving you. I really want to be clear. It's not about punishment, it's not about penalization. I'm all about continuing to grow, continuing to evolve. That is the nature of life. We can't stay stagnant. That's pain, that's suffering. That's where we disconnect and resist. So that's kind of why I speak in this way, right? Like finding those little nooks and crannies that we might not be so aware of on the surface. So we can have more peace of mind. We can feel stronger, more empowered, etc., whatever that looks like to you. I think, here's the thing. It looks like you have something looming, and we've been getting this energy as well pop up in the readings. Face your fear. You have an energy looming that you know you're going to have to deal with, okay? You are avoiding your inner truth, which is a slippery slope. We all know that. Again, why that message I think is very important to not be so flippant is what I'm hearing, right? Yeah, the Empress, like making sure that you're staying in that high vibration. I think we got that this week in one of the dailies. Staying in that high vibration. Empress is also Libra, Taurus energy. And it's very easy to ruminate either of those signs. It's very easy to ruminate. It's easy to like get stuck on situations, what gets said, whose intentions are what. And that's more nervous anxiety, right? That's more the stuff that's like we're trying to figure something out that maybe we don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. And sometimes we have to be okay with the pieces that we do have. Let me see if this chart's going to come up. Gosh, dude, nope. Vetoed. Okay, King of Cups. Well, it makes a lot of sense. Something's very emotional in your energy, in your environment this week. Struggling, and maybe wanting you to lend a helping hand. Maybe even in the past, you've been the person to do that for them. Some type of acceptance, but refusal to communicate. We've seen this as well. I'll clarify this. You're at the end of something with the world. The Seven of Swords is in your blocked energy. We'll clarify all this. I just want to pull out the cards first. Page of Coins. So it's hard for someone. There's our Empress. I love it. Confirmation on where you're headed, where you're going towards, I should say. It feels good. Okay. It looks like you come to some type of agreement. I'm seeing you disconnect your energy from someone or something. The Magician's popped up a lot for us too. I'm seeing you disconnect your energy from someone. I think it's time. I think you know that. I think there is some residual playing out. Let's clarify this Seven of Swords. Well, okay, I want to see what they want from you first. Service. Because it looks like they're not really, again, communicating what they want. Like, this does look like someone who is in their head, in their emotions, in their feelings, but can't necessarily, like, maybe won't communicate. That's what it looks like. And perhaps there's I'm hearing like fear of what this communication is about. They want some benefit of the doubt. But none of this they can ask for, right? None of this that they can ask for. And it's really interesting because I'm also seeing that Seven of Swords. They're all stabbing into that. It looks like a heart to me. So 6 swords into your heart, betrayal, King of Wands. You could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Who was this? To you, collective. I feel like this is outside of your energy. Someone who's really combative. There's our 6 of Swords, which is really interesting. It's a really interesting dichotomy, you know, because 6 of Swords is all about moving forward, pushing forward, transitioning. And it's going in the traditional tarot, it's like into peaceful waters, so to speak. Like you're moving from a rocky time to something that's a little bit more tranquil and peaceful. But it does kind of feel like something or someone is looming around the corner, and that's going back to like this resistance of whatever I'm picking up. And whatever this is to you, all it's forcing you to do is to step into your power a little bit more and face your fear, right? Like I said, there might be something about this where maybe you did give your power away. Let's see. You could be dealing with a couple different people. Like maybe something that you want connection with is just not available in this time. All you're left to deal with is this King of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Cups. Gosh, lots of people. Well, we've been having a lot of people show up in our readings, and I look at that as the court cards as individual people or multiple situations that we're dealing with in life. And I'm just seeing a lot of disconnects. I'm seeing a lot of disconnects in regards to like what you think and what someone else thinks and feels. One person won't talk to you, another person, you know, I'm picking up like a little bit of betrayal or just some type of nasty vibe that like I'm hearing not letting you get away with something. They want to make sure that you're punished or that you feel the burn, you feel the pain of whatever they are perceiving that you did to them. It feels definitely like something that needs a lot of control. This energy has been coming up for us a lot lately too. But there's also what I will be saying, or what I'm seeing about these energies that you're dealing with. the more that you are standing in your power, the more that you are kind of being really methodical, sorry, systematic, or, and maybe it doesn't have to be so rigid, but just there's a different presence, energy about you, your aura, as you're moving into different spaces, interacting with different people, different situations. Your power can be felt. Integrity is what I'm hearing as well. And it's forcing people to think, and it's also forcing people's perspective of you to change as well. I think you have someone here, not that King of Wands energy, but this King of Cups energy appreciates you maybe even more than what you know. I'm not sure if they're able to come to you. Three of Wands, or oh, Five of Wands conflicted about, well, Four of Pentacles, self-protection. Someone was protecting themselves, not really letting themselves be open and vulnerable to the situation, when in fact it was like a good thing. Like I think that there's someone, something, this could be a recent interaction, you know, recent situation, or just something that you're really looking to connect with. And I'm seeing it wants you to, not to sound like a cheese ball, but that's how it's coming through. It definitely has this vibe of like disappointment or wanting to reach out, but also feeling maybe a little like their hands are tied. This definitely feels like an energy that that's coming in as this uh King of Wands, the Hangman is this situation is changing. It's moving forward, and there is some messiness around it, 100%. But it's almost like you just can't pay attention. And I know that's easier said than done, especially when someone wants to be in your face, right? Especially when someone really wants you to know, or you to feel this, or be punished, penalized, whatever this vibe is. I am seeing this King of Wands come into a little bit more balance. Seven of Cups, options on the table, potentials. Two of Wands, not really liking anything. I don't know. This situation really has to find a little bit more stability in their life before they come to you anyway, is what it looks like. And I think like you're kind of doing a lot of your own, not only your own work, but also kind of getting clear on how you do want your life to look, right? Whether it's changing your job, changing your routine, changing your habits, whatever that is for you. I think that a lot of what I'm seeing for you is you're kind of doing your own work on yourself while these other situations are sorting themselves out. And there are some tapes that are playing in the background of your mind right now that aren't really serving you, maybe making it a little bit harder to navigate these people, these vibrations that are a little bit messier, trickier, might not be so forthcoming, forthright, shady, trying to hurt, trying to stab you in the back, that type of thing. And I'm not trying to, don't pick it up if it's not yours, right? Not everyone is betrayed, but sometimes even rejection feels like betrayal. So it can just be a lesser version of that energy, right? A more subtle version. Just take it how it resonates. Don't try to force anyone or anything into like doing you wrong. I really don't like the fear mongering, because as much as like some of those readings feel very validating or satisfying, and maybe they're for a right place, right time, it can also keep us stuck in that loop of the negativity and what has happened. And it feels like there might be some of that with this guy for you, you know? This energy that's been fairly present in our readings for a hot minute. inner knowing. Trust your inner wisdom. It will guide you on the right path. And I think that's also a huge thing that we're learning right now is how to really hear ourselves truly authentically. What is your inner voice telling you? You know what your wisdom's saying. It's like I was talking about earlier. Like we know when we're trying to lie to ourselves or whatever. My throat chakra keeps closing up when I'm trying to say that. Honestly, that's also how we claim our power as well. Ayurveda is a huge proponent of that, especially when it comes to like mental, emotional health. We have to be honest with ourselves. If we're not honest about the situation, it also keeps us stuck in that loop. And I feel like that's where your inner knowing is really giving you the opportunity to level up the rest of the week, stepping into your power, not getting so stuck in your head on what has happened, where you have come from. Yes, it's a little tempting. Again, you might be dealing with it. You might not be able to like avoid it, cut it out of your life, whatever. We all have those learning lessons going on right now too. Whoop whoop. Not fun, right? But it's not a forever thing. And what I will say, not necessarily to the person's credit, whomever, whatever you're dealing with, not to sound rude, but I hear it's important for you to be validated in what you're experiencing, what you're navigating. You don't always have to be the one of service too. But what I will say is it does make us just feel better about ourselves when we are, right? When we're not the one who reacts or gets all sucked into someone's drama or temper tantrums or whatever. Because that's exactly, there's a lot of control and manipulation that's happening within this energy. But they're also seeing you change and they're also seeing things like it's forcing them to look at things a little bit differently about themselves too, right? Divine wisdom. Divine wisdom flows through your intuition. Trust it and act on it. This is really powerful right now. Neptune and Saturn are in Aries. So it's giving us that opportunity to use intuition, our those messages, those insights, that information we're receiving, and directly apply it to the betterment of ourselves, right? What you're actually going through. Taking that step back and saying, like, whoa, this person's really spiraling, and I don't have to go down that road, right? Like, I don't have to engage with that. I can actually say, hey, let's talk about this later, or I got something to do. I gotta go. Like, what, and not to be an asshole. It's in psychology, they say it's important to readdress, to go back to give the relationship that respect of like, hey, can we talk about this later? Or I'll contact you in a little bit and maybe we can readdress. That's important too, right? Not to just say F you. Some people we do. If you're dealing with a really toxic individual, sorry, these are all my little caveats. If you're dealing with a really toxic individual, then you do need to know where your end point is, and re-engaging isn't going to do anything. But if it's just someone who's kind of like losing their shit in the moment, that's where I'm seeing like pulling back your energy, claiming your power is going to feel way more satisfying, way more grounding, way more stabilizing. Unfortunately or not, it's also going to make you face your fear. Like eventually you're going to have to deal with this head on and in a way that does bring some finality to something, right? Whether you're just choosing to show up differently in a relationship, in a dynamic, having that clarity of self and saying like, okay, I'm just not going to go down this road anymore. Or if it's like, this is a done deal, then that conversation of, you know, no longer needing connection, right? However that looks for you, take what fits. Energetic sensitivity. Your sensitivity to energy is your intuitive gift. Embrace it. This is exactly why we get these intuitive hints, right? Because it's like that helps you become stronger, just become more stable in self. Yes, it might feel a little bit untethering, and especially when we're in water seasons. Pisces is a very watery, emotional time of year. you know but it also helps us get really really clear on what we do want things to look like moving forward. When we hit Aries season, it's all about hitting the ground running, investing in self. Spring is in the air depending on where you're located in the world, but it just puts a little pep in our step, and things are starting to move a little bit more, right? Mercury's going to go direct on the 20th, so we have about a week-ish left. Jupiter direct helps our abundance, our flow. It being in Cancer, it's also really good to tap into your intuition, your energetic knowing, sensitivity, to give you the best guidance and direction on where you need to plug your time and energy, right? Like what is going to be the best investment for you, because you have the ability to do that. And I think a lot of what the reshuffling that you're doing, it has been in efforts to connect you back with yourself. You're still struggling with that a little bit this week and ish, understandably so. Don't take it personally. Try to be gentle with yourself. Try not to criticize, try not to judge. You get enough of that from outside sources. You don't have to do that to yourself. And understand the gifts that are coming with that. Like, I really love this, the energetic sensitivity. It is a gift. It is actually helping you claim and restore your power, which you so deserve. And then it's gonna feel like you have a handle and a grip on life. It's not gonna feel so all over the place. So thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Hope you have a fabulous rest of the weekend. I'll be going live Saturday morning a little bit later in the morning though, for our health and wellness reading. So tune in. I would love to see you there. Definitely drop comments. I'd love to just connect, say hey, or especially if the message resonates, I like to know. I like to just hear how it plays out in people's life. It's always fun. So I love collective energy. Thank you for all the love, all the support. I hope you have a fabulous day. I'm sending love and blessings to you. Talk to you soon.